Welcome back to Dinar Community Channel. You didn't wait this long to miss everything in the final hour, but that's exactly what's happening to 90% of Dinar investors right now. The revaluation is moving, appointments are being made, and while a select few are quietly securing generational wealth, most are trapped in hesitation, misinformation, and fear. This isn't just a missed opportunity, it's the no-return zone. And once you're in, there's no second chance. If you don't watch this all the way through, you may never see the window again. The journey of Iraqi Dinar investors has always been filled with equal parts hope, confusion, and anticipation. For decades, believers in the revaluation of the Iraqi Dinar (IQD) have held tight to the belief that a moment would come, a singular, unprecedented shift, that would change their financial lives forever. Yet, despite the seemingly endless stream of rumors, leaked memos, global financial cues, and insider testimonies, when the long-awaited moment arrives, many still miss it. Not because the moment never came, but because they crossed into what can only be called the no-return zone. This zone is not a physical place. It's a psychological, emotional, and strategic trap that silently ensnares 90% of dinar holders. It forms slowly, wrapping around the minds and routines of investors who once stood at the edge of potential generational wealth. These individuals are not foolish. Many are well-read, cautious, and even hyper-informed. Yet somehow, despite all their preparation, they remain paralyzed, stuck in a loop of hesitation, overanalysis, and disbelief. The no-return zone is where their future wealth quietly slips through their fingers. It usually begins with good intentions. Most dinar holders don't enter this space blindly. They attend webinars, consume daily updates, follow Telegram groups, and analyze every whisper of rate changes and political movement. But somewhere along the way, they begin to trust less in themselves and more in the noise. Instead of preparing to act, they prepare to speculate. They become obsessed with timing the perfect moment, believing that if they wait just a little longer, they'll get a better rate, more perks, or exclusive access to a secret tier of wealth reserved for the truly in the know. But waiting, in the RV world, can be a double-edged sword. Because while the revaluation may be real, the window of maximum opportunity is not endless. The initial post-RV wave, where exchange centers, banks, and private groups are fully active and contract rates are honored, is a short-lived phenomenon. It's designed to be. This phase exists not only to process elite, high-volume currency holders but also to filter those who are ready from those who are not. Banks aren't in the business of holding doors open for those still making up their minds. And so, as time ticks on, those who hesitated find themselves on the outside looking in. Many don't even realize they've missed the window until it's too late. They've spent so long waiting for proof or official televised confirmations that by the time those come, the elite rates are gone. The appointment slots have been taken. The systems have shifted into public phase procedures, and those original terms, the life-changing ones, are no longer available. What's left are retail exchanges at standard rates, taxed differently, with fewer protections and fewer strategic options. Why does this happen to so many? One of the biggest reasons is psychological conditioning. Many IQD holders have endured years, sometimes decades, of disinformation, dashed hopes, and premature alerts. Over time, they begin to question everything, even when the truth is right in front of them. When the RV actually arrives, it doesn't feel like they imagined. It doesn't come with fireworks or an announcement from the president on national television. It often appears quietly, a memo between banks, a rate change deep inside institutional FX sheets, or a soft internal memo leaked through unofficial channels. Those looking for a grand show often miss the real moment simply because it doesn't match the fantasy they've built in their heads. There's also a deep emotional layer at play, fear of being wrong. After years of ridicule, skepticism from friends, and financial pressure, many IQD holders become overly cautious. They don't want to jump the gun, afraid that taking action prematurely could make them look foolish or lead to a financial mistake. Ironically, it is that same fear, the fear of error, that becomes the very reason they miss their reward. Compounding this is the dangerous reliance on gatekeepers, gurus, anonymous insiders, self-proclaimed intel providers. These figures, while sometimes well-meaning, often spread contradictory or outdated information. They create confusion, elevate unverified timelines, and cause investors to second-guess verified updates. So when legitimate instructions come from banks or structured exchange coordinators, many dinar holders ignore or mistrust them, convinced that something bigger is still coming, a mythical Tier 1 exchange that will offer $15 per IQD, gold-backed bonuses, and untouchable immunity from taxes. They wait some more, and in that waiting, they cross the invisible threshold, the no-return zone. It is a brutal irony that the very thing most dinar holders prayed for, the moment to exchange and elevate their lives, passes them by quietly and they don't even realize it. Others, meanwhile, act quickly, responsibly, and quietly. They schedule appointments, meet with wealth advisors, lock in structured settlements, and move forward. You won't see most of these people online boasting. They signed NDAs. They moved into privacy. They understood the difference between being prepared and being addicted to information. But those still inside the no-return zone continue to refresh pages, watch live streams, and wait for the real news. They become stuck in cycles of speculation instead of taking the decisive action they once promised themselves. Eventually, the noise fades, the windows close, and the IQD story moves into the history books. For those who didn't act, regret becomes the new currency. There is a deeper message hidden in all of this. The dinar investment has never just been about money. It's been a test, of vision, of patience, and of courage. It's been about learning how to discern truth in a world filled with noise. About recognizing that not all opportunities scream for your attention. Some knock once, softly, and move on without apology. The wealth window was never just about numbers on a screen. It was about whether you were truly ready. Being outside the no-return zone means doing your homework before the moment arrives. It means having a plan, knowing your exchange options, identifying your trusted advisors, and securing your documents. It means understanding that silence doesn't mean inactivity and that elite opportunities are rarely broadcasted publicly. They are seized by those with eyes to see and ears to hear. It also means recognizing the patterns. Look at history. Major financial shifts, from gold confiscations to Bretton Woods, from Nixon's 1971 decoupling to Kuwait's revaluation in the 1990s, these events were never obvious in the moment. They were messy, confusing, and filled with contradictory information. But those who moved decisively during those windows reaped the rewards. The same is true here. And yes, there is risk. There is always risk. But there is also a greater risk in doing nothing. In sitting on the sidelines as once-in-a-lifetime opportunities flash before you, masked by noise, distraction, and your own fear. The no-return zone isn't evil. It doesn't trap people maliciously. It simply exists as a natural boundary between those who prepare and those who hesitate. Between those who respond and those who endlessly react. Between those who are ready, and those who only think they are. There is still time for many. As of now, the final phases of global financial realignment are underway. Banks are confirming rate updates. Structured exchange teams are operating discreetly. Internal memos continue to circulate. The IQD has already begun its move. If you're reading this, consider it a final checkpoint. Are you in the no-return zone, or are you one decisive move away from stepping into everything you once believed was possible? Because history won't wait, and neither will the wealth window. It opens briefly, then closes forever. Like and subscribe for more videos.